Folks, our dreams have been answered. Or have they? So, last night at Gamescom, we had the reveal of Halloween, the game, which I am so happy about. I cannot wait to get my hands on this, but I'm also a little bit skeptical about it, mostly because of the companies that are involved with the game. But here, Bloody Disgusting, they actually done an exclusive interview with Jared and someone else, I can't remember the guy's name, we will see in a moment, who are the people behind this game, and they're the content officers, to try and get the ideas and everything else down. But straight away, I must admit, it's looking good, you know? So Jared is the CCO of IllFonic, which IllFonic, a lot of people should know as the company behind, we got by here, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, Friday the 13th, the game which was absolutely awesome, Predator Hunting Grounds, and also last year's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So, why am I a little bit skeptic about this? Well, that's because a lot of the stuff they've done in the last couple of years has come and gone with a little bit of like, oh, this is amazing, you know, Sparkle Dust when it was first released and first shown, to about 6 months to a year after, where it's just like, whatever happened to that game? That sort of feeling I got at the moment. So, as we go down, what it does tell us is what the game is going to be like. And it's interesting to see, I will say that, because as we got by here, where we're going to start the video is, on one hand, the track record should still instill confidence that IllFonic are the right team for the job, but it also does flag a potential cause for concern. That being the fact that a frankly staggering amount of these asymmetrical titles have been released since Friday the 13th debuted in 2017, and the premise could therefore be at risk of growing a little stale. Exactly. And it says that, you know, the genres become rather crowded of late. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Home Sweet Home Online, and Evil Dead, all these games literally died a very horrible death. And it's sad. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game was great for the first 6 months. Then Gun Media, who sadly are helping out on this, and they are co-publishing with IllFonic, they just handed it off to another company. And they did all of their DLC, you know, all these extra killers, extra survivors, but then it literally just went into, oh, we're going to have the Summer of 73 sale, which was just like bikinis and shorts for the guys. And then you had other stuff coming in. You had a few like new kill packs. And it was basically a cash grab. I will say that about that game. Gun Media should never have been able to make that game, because it literally was just a cash grab. And I do think if Tobe Hooper was still alive, he would have been like, what the hell are you doing? You know? But then Evil Dead the game, which IllFonic again and Boss Team, was it Boss Team or Boss Logic Games? Not a bad game to start off with, but in the end, though, again, they just stopped doing it. Oh, we're not going to do it anymore. We're dropping support. But then the game just disappeared. It sucks. And as they say by here, they're literally like, these things happen, but it doesn't. I do think if your game is good enough, it can survive it. But obviously, everyone is going to be comparing these games to Dead by Daylight. So, as it goes on that Halloween is the 5th iteration of this idea from them, so we appreciate that there is a need to innovate the game, which is true. And the way that they're supposedly doing it, a bit of a brain fart then, that the way they are going to innovate it is that it's not just search, loot, escape, which is good. That's really, really good to hear. So, this is what we're going to be getting. They've tried to emphasize stealth on both sides, so Michael Myers and the survivor dynamic. For Michael, it's about stalking. His mechanics revolve around quietly observing in the shadows and biding your time to get the best possible kills. You see, there will be NPCs on the map, obviously, living their lives and going about their various October 31st traditions. Your job is to pick them off. I like that sound. And I just hope, like Friday the 13th, are we going to get some environmental kills? I really do hope so. And it goes on then that the players will be sneaking around trying to alert those civilians to your presence, just like the teaser trailer was showed. Plus, they've got cops, Dr. Loomis adding an extra wrinkle to everything that's going on. So that could be fun. And it goes by here where they says that we literally just talked about. Most other asymmetrical horror games are about escaping, but that's not the ultimate objective for the survivors here. Instead, you have to go around, warn the civilians, save the town, and alert them to Michael. That's great. You can eventually end the match and spectate, but the goal is always more complicated than merely running around, looting, and escaping. That's what I'm liking. And they also said that moving to Unreal Engine 5 has given them a huge visual boost, which I will show you a couple of photos on screen now of Michael Myers and also Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, where these look absolutely awesome. They really do. But then, obviously, for all of this, they've done asymmetrical multiplayer. For a lot of us, what we're really looking forward to, we are finally having a story mode for Michael Myers. And they do say about, that Friday the 13th, they did a virtual cabin and its Hitman-style challenges that were added post-launch, which, to be honest with you, weren't fun. They weren't that great. But what they've said, though, is, in collaboration with Pollard Studios, this mode will thrust you into the coveralls of the Shape and have you facing off against the townspeople of Haddonfield, the police, and, of course, Dr. Loomis. So with that there, I really do think doing a story mode is the best way to go for certain horror franchises. Look at the Hellraiser game that's coming out. That just looks so good. And it's a single-player story mode, which is what everyone wants from these games. And as it says by here, that what they're doing is, to entice things, they had to get the go-ahead from John Carpenter and Malek Akkad, who are the people who own the rights, and obviously John Carpenter created it. Which, as you can see by here, they do talk about John Carpenter, where the cool thing was, we didn't have to explain a bunch of concepts to him. He's a gamer, he knows this stuff, and has specifically mentioned what he wants to see from them in terms of ideas. That is amazing. Because they had Tom Savini do a couple of the Jason skins and the kills and what things could look like for Friday the 13th. For the Killer Clowns, they did have the Chiodo brothers, as it says by here, that they had them for Killer Clowns and going around. But when you get John Carpenter, the creator, the legend himself, to be like, I want to see this, that game is going to be cool as hell. But a lot of people, myself included, we've all been going, we want to see, Corey from Halloween Ends. We want to see the different masks from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch with the Silver Shamrock masks. We want number 4, 5, and 6, different masks each time. We want to see these. But they have said no. Because right by here. On that note, you might notice the publicity for Halloween the game refers to Carpenter's movie in isolation, without ever broaching the subject of the sequels, requels, reboots, or remakes. That's because this tie-in is based exclusively on the first film alone, which does kind of suck, because I would love to see Rob Zombie Michael Myers in this game, but as you can see, it's a bit like, yeah. As they say, don't expect Corey Cunningham loadout, Silver Shamrock cosmetics, or Rob Zombie Easter eggs popping up here. It's original recipe Halloween all the way. Which I get. I do get that. But it does kind of suck that we're not going to be seeing Corey Cunningham. We're not going to be seeing older Laurie Strode or a granddaughter Allison. We're not going to be seeing these things. It does suck, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And fingers crossed, it's a good game, and hopefully it lasts longer than just a year or a year and a half. Let us know what you think about this down below, folks. Are you a Halloween fan? Are you going to be playing this? Let us know. If you are new to the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.